Okay, so I did my project on the fitness brand called Gymshark. And Gymshark is a fitness brand created in 2012 by 19-year-old Ben Francis. So Ben Francis was actually a guy, just like a regular average Joe who lifted. And so he found a gap in the market for aesthetic gym wear that him and his friends basically found that there wasn't any gym wear that they liked to wear while lifting that they felt like, like nice in, that it fit them well. And so he found a gap in the market, and with a few of his friends, he made Gymshark. And so basically it catered to an audience of customers and consumers who enjoy fitted aesthetic gym apparel specifically for bodybuilders. So if you ever seen like stringers, which are like thin, oversized like tank tops. And it's differentiated from the other brands at the time because at the current time, a lot of people were wearing Nike, Adidas that were basically dominating the workout industry. And they found a gap, and it kind of was one of the first brands to launch this bodybuilder specifically catered to their customers, and also that actually became a huge company. And so Gymshark uses cotton, polyester, nylon, and elastane to produce their clothing, which are created in factories all around the world. So I actually added a link here with all of the Gymshark factories. I could see if I could try to click on it. And so it has a list of all of the factories that Gymshark produces in. And some of them, such as like the garments, and there's some factories that just create the regular fabric. And then basically, like some of them do knitting, as you can see, and some of them do dyeing, and then they send it off to cutting and sewing, packaging, printing, embroidering. And then there's some, since such a big company, it actually started off with just Ben and a few of his friends making the clothing in their apartment. And it turned into such a massive company. I mean, like, look at this factory list. There are so many all around the world. And yeah, so basically how the process is it goes to the specified factories where originally it starts off with the fabric, and then they sew and stitch and at different ones, and they ship off to the product to the final consumers, or they ship it off to the Gymshark actual stores or places for doing the processing and shipping. So the market structure, the market for gym wear continues to grow and is actually continuously getting bigger, especially during COVID. A lot of people entered the fitness community, including myself, and during that time, and also a lot of the trends in general wear became athleisure or more casual clothing. I mean, as like 50 years ago, people would wear suits to work every day, and it's becoming more and more casual. And during COVID, I mean, people were wearing like leggings, sweatpants, and then business from top up because they were on Zoom. So as this continues to grow, the demand for these products continue to grow. However, it is elastic because these are not essentials. This is a luxury. Like, it is a luxury to be able to buy gym wear specifically for working out, also specifically for bodybuilding, which is, a luxury to be able to do. It costs a lot of money. And this is what the brand originally had their consumer base as. It's become a lot more inclusive with the customer base, but it originally was for bodybuilding, and it was very elastic because the demand for it wasn't very high at the time. Now it is. However, it could fluctuate very heavily depending on, how the market is, and because it is not essential to everybody. So the competition for this, like the bodybuilding brand, would be it is the competition for Gymshark would be Young LA, Dark Sport, Alpha Elite, but could also be similar companies such as Lululemon and Fabletics for different consumers. It is not easy for competitors to enter the market because it is pretty oversaturated, as these are the big brands. You might recognize Lululemon and Fabletics because that's just for like the average, the not the like lifting community. And then some of these brands listed are huge in the lifting community. So for people that are buying for that versus the athleisure, and as for people who don't work out that are still buying the Gymshark clothing for casual wear, it is still an oversaturated market because a lot of the market is blowing up for it, one, and two, because a lot of the big brands such as Lululemon Fabletics or Young LA, Dark Sport and Alphalete, and Gymshark really take a majority of the market. And a lot of small people trying to, do the same thing, it's hard to be able to sell that clothing. So the complements for this company would be a gym membership, exercise equipment, supplements, and sneakers, because I'm assuming if, the exercise or anything, if you're buying it for that reason, the gym membership and exercise equipment, you're probably going to be doing some sort of workout in these clothing. And supplements, if you're bodybuilding or if you're just lifting and you want some supplements, then that could be, pre-workout, vitamins, anything like that. And sneakers, pretty essential to a workout. Now, substitutes. Since activewear is such a luxury, because you're buying a new outfit for what, like an hour a day. It is really, there's no substitute for that product. You really, can have to work out in specific workout outfit. However, you can wear everyday clothes, but jeans might not cut it in some gyms because they have dress codes. But this specific, athleisure or activewear is going to be not substitute, like there's no substitute for it. So fixed costs for the company. The fixed costs would be factory rent, insurance, and employee salaries. The factory rent is going to stay pretty stagnant and not really change a lot. Although, because it's a contract base, and same with insurance and employee salaries for long term. However, the variable cost includes direct labor. So people who work for the actual factory, or in anybody in the chain, they might have like short term, like it might have to go up with minimum wage in the area. The same with materials. It's a variable cost because the materials could change price as the market is like a lot of people are buying this material, and shipping costs can change drastically. And the main thing that I wanted to include is the influencer marketing expense, because influencer marketing is how this company started. It was started by Ben, and the reason why they blew up so big is because they had this like very forward thinking of sending their brand to their favorite influencers at the time. But back in 2012, the market again wasn't as huge for influencers at the time. If you followed somebody, you really liked them and you paid attention, and it wasn't as, you could meet an influencer in a Starbucks one day. Like there was real talent behind these people. So they sent off their products to their favorite bodybuilders, and a few of them ended up getting signed to the company as influencers. And they would obviously influence their following to buy Gymshark. And so basically, the Gymshark has based their company off of the advertising of influencer marketing since day one. And now, since it's so common for influencer marketing, they have hundreds of influencers that are either signed to the company that they pay a certain amount to, or they have codes for the influencer codes where you can get 20% off your order. And that is really, it's a variable cost, because not only does every influencer have a huge difference in price based off engagement, off of their posts and their sales. However, it is also just it's a huge chunk of their money that are going towards their advertising, because it is the advertising that has worked best for this company. So my final thoughts on Gymshark. How does this apply to me? So I've been lifting, as I mentioned, and I want to take my passion into specified fitness industry when I go into the business world. And I take this company as a huge inspiration because of its forward thinking in the influencing the influencer marketing was basically, I mean, they were like one of the first to do it. And also it is coming from just a like an app, like he didn't start off with a certain amount of money. He didn't start off with a ton of investors. Ben started off on his own with a few of his friends, and they made this massive company out of it that really dominates the athletic market. And I really take it as inspiration, and I want to lead that like forward thinking as to when I go into the business world, specifically from like a woman's perspective. But I also, they made this company so profitable, and now it's so common that they started off with such a specific consumer, and although they still cater to that consumer, they also cater to the just the average person that, you know, wants to buy athletic wear, or even wants to buy athleisure wear, or just buy sneakers in general, socks, like hoodies and sweatpants. Like you could, it's such a, just became such a big brand that blew up, and I really take inspiration from their company. Thank you.